love this person today. I'm going to get out of this. I'm strong enough. I need help, and I'll do it. Start from there. Then look out for people you feel maybe you've come across in the past, people you feel resonate with you. Seek help from them. There are so many therapists out there. There are so many psychologists out there. Look for someone who resonates with you, or their content is matches your beliefs or matches who you want to become. Start from there. Seek help, and you're good to go. There's something I need to share with you on levels of consciousness. Let me share my screen. Yeah, it's 8:40, we have 20 minutes to go. Let me share my screen. A second. Is it shareable? Can you see my screen? Someone?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. So we live in, all right, thank you. We live in a world or a universe where there are different levels of consciousness based on your beliefs, based on the power that is within you. And the first level of consciousness is called the culture scape. The culture scape is where more than 98% of the people live. You live in the past. If your thoughts are the thoughts you had the previous day, and life is not so fulfilling. You don't feel so fulfilled. You don't feel you're doing what you're born to do. You don't feel like you're living your mission and your purpose. This is called the culture scape. Then from the culture scape, we have the awakening. The awakening is where more people come to the realization that they are one with everything, or that they are more than they think they are. Because at a given time, we only perceive 40 bits of information within us, around us. There's 40 bits of information within us and around us. Yet, what we have within us is 11 million to 15 million bits of information. This is why I've mentioned this before, that we live limited lives because we only perceive a fraction of who we are because we live in a culture scape. We haven't really perceived that we are more than we think, we are more than our brains tell us we are, who we are. And so awakening is a stage where one starts questioning their beliefs, one starts questioning the system, you start questioning your thoughts, you start questioning everything. And from that point of questioning, you get to that stage which is called recording your life. This is from the book Becoming Extraordinary by a guy called Vishen Lakiani. And his organization is called Mind Valley. I'm sure most of you have come across Mind Valley. So recording your life is where you get a clear image of who you should be in life. And at that point, you're able to shift from the 1.0 version of yourself to the 2.0 version of yourself. Then from recording your life, you get to another step now, which is called becoming extraordinary. Becoming extraordinary means you start changing the world. You come up with projects which are not just for your own interest, but for the interest of the world, like solving global warming, solving hunger issues in the world today in a very small or big way. That is when you become extraordinary. That is when you realize what your purpose here on earth is. So a very good way of changing yourself and overcoming those limiting beliefs is to know which level you are at right now. Are you in this limited stage, which is called the culture scape, where most people live? They are defined by what they watch, they are defined by their governments, they are defined by their religion, they are defined by those limiting beliefs they had all through the years? Or do you want to awaken and question those beliefs? Do you want to live happily? Do you want to live meaningfully? Do you want to be full of life? Do you want to leave a lasting impression on the world today? Then recording your life, where you start working towards becoming the best version of yourself. Then from that, you become extraordinary, to create projects that push humanity at large forward. Then to reinforce that, there is something which is called the vibrational level, where that shows the frequency and the vibration of the emotions you have. So if you are living in shame, you are at 20 bits of information. And when you are enlightened, you are at 700 plus bit of information, which means you're very full of life, like a kid. A child is always full of life. Most children are full of life. They are happy, they are confident, they speak empowering words to others and to themselves. They are kind, they are empathetic. So this gives you some clear guidance information on where you are at in life right now. So if apathy, guilt, grief, fear, desire, anger, pride define you, then you know where you are at in terms of consciousness. Then as you expand your consciousness from courage to neutrality, to willingness, to acceptance, to reason, to love, to joy, to peace, to enlightenment, life becomes better, becomes sweeter, and you live a very meaningful life. I can share that later. And we need also to look at the second last bit of the session, which is self-care, love, self-love, mental wellness, mindfulness. And you start this by loving yourself again. You start this by looking deep within you. Go to those deep chambers in your mind and light a fire. See through everything you've done, see through everything you have acquired over the years. What have you harbored in your heart? What have you harbored in your mind? Have you questioned everything you've done? Start from there. Secondly, incorporate forgiveness and healing. This is among the first stages of therapy. If you really want to live a meaningful life, you have to shift from shame, guilt, remorseful feelings, anxiety, imposter syndrome, low consciousness, by forgiving yourself. Forgiveness is the ultimate healer. And a lot of people are seeking healing because of what happened to them when they were young, how they were raised up, how they were, like what was spoken to them. And if you feel you have a heavy heart because of what someone said to you when you're a kid or growing up, it is upon you now that you know better, to take action steps, forgive yourself, and forgive others in the process. And a very effective way, and sure way of doing this is something called the letter technique, whereby you take a piece of paper and you journal in first person. So like for me, I write, Nathan Kamau, I forgive myself for this and this and this. I did this and this and this. Seek forgiveness from this person around 5 years ago. I was not in the right state of mind, and I feel I wronged them, and I seek forgiveness from them because I need to live freely. I need to be full of life. I need to know that I'm not in bad terms with anyone, and kindness is my portion, and that is what I deserve to move forward, knowing that I am free. Take that piece of paper and put it in a safe place. What writing does, it solidifies that new belief you formed. This is why it is very important to write things down, to journal. So the letter technique applies to everything. After you've forgiven yourself, have a list. Write a list of people who you have wronged, and write each one of them a letter. And that letter, you don't deliver it to them. You just send that letter energetically to their angel. Everyone has an angel here on earth. And I believe some of our angels are here existing in this time and space. Some are beyond this dimension. So I believe there's a higher power that is always guiding us. And we should also seek support from this higher power, whatever that power you call it, whether it's God, cosmos, universe, Allah, believe that this power is responsible for your healing, is responsible for breakthrough once you ask it for support. So write a letter to everyone you have wronged and know that you are sleeping tonight as a happy person. This is the law of correspondence, or the law of attraction to some extent, where you start manifesting and attracting the things you deserve, not the things you do not deserve. So forgiveness and healing is fundamental in your self-discovery journey. Then incorporate gratitude. Gratitude is a multiplier effect. The more things you're grateful for, the more you get them, and even more, because it is able to shift your energy from resentment to abundance, like we've seen from the chart. You're able to shift from shame to courage, to enlightenment, which is the utmost and highermost feeling and emotion that you could feel. So gratitude, then affirmations. You mentioned affirmation earlier, where you say affirmative words to yourself or to someone else to reinforce that new belief you formed. Then also build resilience through tough times. Know that it is a season. It's not your life that is meant to be like that. It is a season, and that season will fade away with time. Then get out of your way, because you might not do everything by yourself. There's a higher power. There's so much that is happening within us. Like we said, we only perceive 40 bits of information at a given time, yet there is 11 million to 15 million bits of information which you never perceive, because we spend most of our time living in the 3D world. The 3D means things you can see. I can see my phone, my book, my laptop, but then there is another part of us which we are never taught to look at, which is energy, which is frequency and vibration. So the more you start changing and shifting your awareness from the known to the unknown, transformation is effortless for you. And believe in yourself more. Then create a community of like-minded people. Find a friend or two, or someone who believes in a new version of yourself, and keep reinforcing yourselves with the new beliefs you formed. Keep sharing information about how to become the better versions of yourself. Like us, we have community groups where we push each other forward through information, through testaments, through testimonials, and it is very, very affirmative, and it reinforces our new beliefs and who we are becoming. So you're able to shift from the 1.0 version of yourself to the 2.0 version of yourself by changing your thought patterns. Then from your thought patterns, you change your limiting beliefs. From your limiting beliefs, you start living on an extraordinary life, which is your portion, by the way. Because even last time we mentioned that the 4 fundamentals of life are health, wealth, love, and happiness. And we should be congruent with all those so that we can live meaningful lives. So when one is in question, or when one is lacking, see how you can close that gap by seeking help or by intervening in a profound way. Yep. So I see we have 7 minutes to go. Maybe the questions can come in. Hello, another question. Some input.
Thank you so much, Nathan. I guess we can now open up the floor to questions. Guys, I see we still have quite a number of people in the session. It doesn't have to be a question, it can be a comment. How did you find the session? We have about 6 minutes to go. Betty, go ahead.
So it's not really a question, it's just, I don't know whether this is the right word to use with a therapist. Nathan, I just want to affirm you, that was deep, like really deep. And Yeah, it was
Thank
a very deep session. Yeah, and we've taken, like for me, there are some things that I have a lot of takeaways, and I appreciate you for that. Thank you
Most
very
welcome.
much. Yeah.
Honorable Sana. Yeah. Yeah, you can get to the comment section and write a question, comment.
Thank you, Betty, for your question. I see Robin is saying, great question, Nate. Thank you. Guys, feel free to use the comment section. At least sema kama umeenjoy. Say thank you for the session if you had a great time. And maybe in the next 5 minutes, Nate, you can take time to tell guys how they can reach you if they would like to have personalized sessions with you, and where can they find you for physical events. Thank you guys for the thumbs up, Naziona. Right, it helps to affirm the speakers. And as I said earlier, we will be doing more and more of these sessions. We want to focus, like each month we have a session on mental health in a positive way, of course, like we keep growing and building each other. So thank you, Nate, for today's session. You just covered a lot of stuff. I see guys sending so much love on the comment section. Thank you so much, everybody. So Nate, talk about how people can reach you and where they can find you.
Oh, yes, thank you. My approach is quite unconventional because discovered that society does not give us a platform to express yourself. So with my approach, I give you a platform to express yourself, to share your story, and from that standpoint, we get to understand and assess where you are at, what you need, what action steps you need, what tools you need. So I'm a holistic therapist, and holistic therapy means mind, body, and soul. So not only do we delve into the mind, but also your soul and your mind, your soul, mind, body, and soul, and body, because you have to be congruent with each one of them to live a very meaningful and purposeful life. And so I'm online. You can, I don't know, Keshi, if you could share our socials. Do you have them ready there? Yeah, I could type. We are My Ascendants. With the name of my organization, My Ascendants. On all socials, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram, we are My Ascendants. Go follow us. There is so much enlightening, empowering content we share. Thank you so much. And also, a coach. Last year I won Kids Coach of the Year 2022 because of the work they're doing at My Ascendants. Like I've shared, we give kids a platform to express themselves, and also adults. And so I'm very passionate about what I do, and I'll be willing to hold your hand and walk the journey of self-discovery with you, which is, like I said again, it is your birthright to live a meaningful, happy, and fulfilling life. And give it a shot. Overcome your analytical mind and tap into the unknown. And also, let me also share my number, 0724-580-149. Reach me anytime, call me, and I'll be willing to engage with you and connect with you more. Thank you so much for the session. I've also enjoyed to be of help to you, and let's talk more. I'm also learning from you guys, and thank you so much. How about you, Keshi?
Sorry for that. Thank you so much, Nate. I don't know if anyone else has a pressing question. Maybe you can also
Keshi.
Yeah?
There's a question.
Sorry, there is a question. Yeah, in the comment box. Yeah, sorry, thank you. Thank you, Rosie.
Okay. Nate, can you see it? You can address it.
Let me read it. Yeah, hi. Just a question. We had a colleague who distanced himself, but he was good with his work, but always drinking. Unfortunately, he died alone, like 2 weeks alone. What would have been his problem, please? Because he didn't keep friends. Phoebe from Kilifi. Oh, thanks, Phoebe from Kilifi. Yeah, I feel he didn't have someone he could connect with. He didn't have someone he felt secure around. And when that happens, you feel isolated and you find yourself in a corner because life lacks meaning from that point. But I feel with practices like meditation, meditation helps you forget who you are for some time. It helps you change your thinking patterns and change your neural pathways in the brain. I feel this guy could have asked for help because he was going through a deep hole. He was in a deep hole. And when one drinks like that, there's something they're running away from. So it's more of isolation because there are some things, probably maybe earlier on in his life or later, that he hasn't resolved yet. He hasn't solved those problems or issues. And that is why it is very important to seek help from a professional so that they can help you see and connect the dots and see why you are into drinking this much and how you can get yourself out of it, because these are very bad habits that are a conditioning from the brain. We're only born with two fears, the fear of noise and the fear of falling. So any other fear, we create it ourselves through our beliefs. So I feel this guy probably lacked a support system. He didn't have a support system. And had he had an environment that supports his ways of life or his decisions, then from that point, they get to understand why he's drinking. He probably could have found a solution, probably. So when you find someone in such a pit, get to understand why he's doing it, get to his level. Don't criticize him first. Get to his level and get to see why he's into drinking, why he's into drugs, and how he can get help. Hope I've answered you, Phoebe. You have a question?
I think Robin had raised his hand. Robin?
Hey, Robin.
Hi. I think it was an error. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Cool, no worries. Thank you for your engagement on the chat box as well. Sorry to hear about your colleague Phoebe. I hope God gives you grace in the family of that young man. Yeah. We had planned to end the session right around this time, unless anyone really has a pressing question. Nate has already shared his number on the chat box, so feel free to reach out to him and also support him through his social media pages. I've shared it on the chat box, or just search My Ascendance on Instagram and on Facebook as well as LinkedIn. And his phone number is right there. Betty, go ahead.
Betty's raising.
Oh, I'm sorry. Nate, I feel like we have a lot of people who are struggling with grief. And I think we should invite you back for a session to speak about grief. So many people, I know so many people around me are struggling with grief. Yeah. So yeah, you're welcome back anytime to, I don't know, and talk about, briefly touch on grief. Yeah. I think it's a very wide topic.
It's pretty wide, and I think it is under healing and forgiveness, because a lot of people need healing. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. We will plan. Thank you very much.
Okay. Any other question? Comment?
Okay.
Thank you, Betty, for your input. I don't see any other question in the chat box, so With your permission, everybody, because we plan to have these sessions for an hour, we are going to close it at this. But just join me in appreciating Nathan for the wisdom and the knowledge and the love he's given us through this session. Yes, bring the love. Naziona zinafly hapo kwa screen. Thank you so much. Thank you also everyone for staying through the session. You've been great. We'll upload this for those maybe who are not able to join for various reasons. As always, we'll upload this session on our YouTube and Facebook channel and share links on our LinkedIn and Twitter. Yeah, to CoDigital Sasa, and also on our other groups. We have those other private groups on Facebook. So yeah, tell the ones who missed that they missed a lot. But obviously, if you have any pressing concern or issue that you'd like Nate to help you with, please just engage him in person. Yeah, maybe Nate, you can give your parting shots and then I close this session.
Oh yeah, I would want to commend you guys, all of you, the NBPS Alumni Association. You are a phenomenal organization. You are people with a big heart. I remember the first event I attended of you guys, the last alumni day. It was super epic. It was one of the best events. Everyone came with love, full of light, full of support, your support system. I went there knowing no one. I only knew Keshi, and she didn't attend that event. So I knew no one. Betty came and asked me, "Are you late?" Yeah. So Betty told me, Keshi told me to take care of you. So I felt that gesture of love and harmony and compassion. And thank you so much, guys. So continue being the awesome people you are and keep pushing humanity forward. And I'm willing to support this movement in any way and form. So engage me in your forthcoming events and also such webinars. I'll be willing to contribute.
Asante sana Nathan. Asante sana NBPS alumni and friends of the alumni. Naona tuko mpaka na wageni. And Betty amesema hapo, we have adopted you and everyone else who's a friend to our alumni association. We appreciate you and we look forward to having you in other sessions. So just as I mentioned in the beginning, next week, Saturday, tunafanya mazoezi. We have a fitness boot camp at Arboretum. Check our social media pages. We'll be uploading more details, but those who are in our groups and socials, you've already seen we've shared the information. So come there by 9 a.m. Verse 40, tuliambiwa tusivae heels. So it's not a day for modeling, it's a day for us to just re-energize ourselves. Tumeambiwa na Nate, it's mind, body, and spirit. So we are feeding every aspect of our lives. So come ready to have fun. We are honored to have Robinson here. He's one of our fitness coaches. Maybe Robin, you can say something of what guys should expect in that session, and then we can close.
Thank you, Keshi. I would like to extend an invite to the boot camp on Saturday at Arboretum. Just come buy sporty stuff and be ready to have a good sweat and good stretching, good cardio. It's gonna be a good session. So karibuni sana. It's gonna be on Saturday 19th, as Keshi stated on the comment box.
Awesome. Saturday 19th.
Thank you.
Si kesho kutwa, mtu asiende Arboretum aseme hao watu walidanganyana. So Saturday the 19th, all the information is on our social media pages, and also feel free to engage any of our alumni officials, and we look forward to seeing you guys. Come have fun. It's a networking event. Come with your kids, with your families. So as you know, we always involve everyone, friends and families of the alumni. So then in our families, now watoto, we have fun. Thank you so much for staying on. Next week we have another session which we'll be sharing details on our socials as well. So yeah, share the link. Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.